Hello everyone and welcome to the website of Testelium. To register, you need to press the register button, which is called Sign Up Now, or press the Sign In button if you already have an account. Entry and registration are basic. For registration, it is necessary to enter the name of the company, city, state, country, address and postal code. Let's see an example how one can do it. At first we enter test company, then Kiev, Ukraine, then address, and postal code. Then we press the Next Step button and move on. Now we fill in the administrator data that will control the system for which the Testelium account is being created. We enter the name and the email where the activation code will be sent to, as well as the link to the Testelium account. Then we enter the password and confirm it. Skype can be necessary to communicate with the client in order to assist and support him during the use of the account. Here we enter the phone number for getting the confirmation of the registration. That's all. The next step is to complete the registration. Now we agree with the processing the rules and proceed with the registration. Once we finish, we will receive a confirmation letter to our email, where we will see the link to our account on the website along with the password. After the registration, we will get to the Testelium homepage. There will be an SMS report. The first thing we'll need to do after that is to create a bind to connect the Testelium system as a client to the system in which the SMS client is running. In this case, this is TLM demo. An account is created on the platform through which a message will be sent, so this will be on the SMS platform. Then, on this platform, a separate account is made for Testelium as a client. After that, SMPP password is sent and Testelium gets connected to the SMS platform in which the client works. Here I have a ready-made bind which is ready for connection of Testelium to our SMS platform, and we can actually create another bind. In System ID, we enter the login parameter. In System Type, we enter a parameter for the use of automatic routing if the system supports it. It is placed at the kernel level of the system. If you don't know this option, you can ask the developer or your technical support service about it. If you have it, you can also use automatic routing. This will save about 30% of your time or even more. Next is the IP address of your SMS platform. Both domain and IP address are supported. Then you enter port where Testelium will be connected to. So we enter basic system ID parameters, login, IP address, where to connect to, port, and what password to log in with. Once we enter all the data, a line appears where the status should be marked with a blue button. It indicates that the bind from the Testelium side is active. If all parameters are specified correctly, the bind will be connected. Also, on the side of the SMS platform, the Testelium IP address should be put into the whitelist. This is basically all we need to create a bind. Now let's work with vendors. The vendor is the route through which testing will be done. In case of automatic routing, there can be entered as many vendors as there are on the SMS platform. For example, if there is 100 vendors on the platform, we have to enter them here manually. Then, in the SMS test, one can select a vendor to test it. When using manual routing for testing, it is quite enough to use one of the vendors that we already have here. After creating a bind, we create a vendor. You can give any name to the vendor, whatever you want. Then it is assigned an ID manually, and you can also make any ID which is convenient for you. Then description is completely duplicated, and the bind is selected for sending all this stuff through. Only the descriptive parameters by which you will distinguish your binds will be enough here, and then you select a bind. Service type is a parameter for determining the vendor's ID on your platform. For example, the vendor with ID 58 on your platform must be with service type 58 also. If it's manual routing, then it's a field that doesn't have to be filled in. It's actually all we need to install Testelium, connect it to the system and start sending tests from Testelium. The next step is SMS testing. You select the network that you want to test. If needed, you can select a few of them. For example, we want to test Ukraine. In this list, we can see current networks that exist in the system and can be tested. If there aren't any, it can mean that there is no connection at all to this country, or the page needs to be updated after some time, and then perhaps this network will appear in the list. We see that in Ukraine there are now all networks. Now we are selecting the template. Template is a combination of all the protocol parameters which should be sent along with the message. If needed, you can edit your template in the settings, enter the text of the message, sender of the message, various options and encodings in the settings in a separate template. By default, all clients are assigned the same list of available templates. GSM 7-bit alpha means the message will be sent in GSM 0338 7-bit with alpha sender. You can choose this encoding or any other. We select only one vendor in the vendor section. In automatic mode, in the appeared list, we can find a vendor we need. Next, the fields on the right indicate that if an additional rule is needed, these fields will override its meaning from the template. If there is any text in the template which needs to be replaced, the field on the right will override the text to the desired one. In other words, it will override the template data. The same will be done with the sender's name. Currently, the destination number cannot be manually entered because these numbers do not have the required application. This field is better to leave untouched, and in the number of execution you can leave 1. Next, we use the separate button by which we select the test, click all and run the test. Now we are shown that the test has been done and the messages have been sent from Testelium. After that, we get to the SMS report table, where we can see the results and how each message has worked. If the result doesn't appear, you can update the page after some time. It can take up to a minute to send a message and process the result, so after a while it is better to update the page to look at the result. The tests, as we can see, have been done quite quickly, and looking at the results, one can understand that the Kyivstar network has worked perfectly. And as for the rest, they've got some problems. This is all you need to know to register and configure your service. For further questions, please contact Testelium Technical Support Service. We are working for you and are always happy to help. See you later.